Hello and welcome along to my next tutorial where I'm just going to quickly show you how I've been making a few of my vlogs recently and how you can do it on some free software. So basically the software I've been using is called Hitfilm Express and it's completely free to use, and you can cut your video, export it, add text in there as well if you want to. There's quite a lot you can do with it completely for free, or you can add some add-ons and stuff like that onto it as well at a slight cost just to bulk it out so you can get a bit more creative with it as well. But to keep things nice and simple, I thought I'd just show you how I pretty much made my last tutorial that I did. So all you need to do on here is click on import on here, find your media that you want to be sticking in there, so click on here and click on open. That then brings the project into here that we were just working on, and just using the left mouse button all the time pretty much for most of the things, drag your media into here. So it says on video 1 and audio 1, so the video is on track 1, the audio is on track 1 as well. And from here we then just need to watch the playhead on here. So if you watch up here, you'll see when the screen recorder tells me it's recording, and then you'll see then when it jumps off and finishes just before I then start speaking and doing the tutorial. So you see there. So we now know that we can jump back a few frames, jump forward a few, and we can now get the cutting tool on here. So this is just left and right mouse buttons, basically left button most of the time for what we're doing, and we can now then use the right hand mouse button to select that we want to cut this media on here. So you can use Control X, it shows on the shortcut, but I'm just happy just using left and right mouse buttons. Drag the media down here, there we go. Let's just get up to the far end of the media as well, and I'm happy then just to, you see this little spike here right at the end, so that's obviously where I stretched over and pressed the keyboard to stop recording. It's picked up the audio from that as well, so we'll get in just before that. We'll cut that media as well. You need to make sure it's selected this different color on here so that you know that you can you're not going to get any issues with cutting the wrong piece or anything like that. And always, if you ever make a mistake, Control Z, you can jump back as well. Now the nice little simple bit as well is for just some nice tidy effects on there. So what we can do is we can look into some transitions, so crossfade or a fade. Crossfade would be if you then have the next bit of media, you can then put the crossfade on there, so it will then like seamlessly stitch the two bits of audio together on the crossfade. Because we've only got one piece, we're just going to put the fade on there, drop it on there, and exactly the same again with fade to color as well. And if we just drop this down so it zooms it out a little bit as well, we can jump back up to the end, so we can watch our media on here. We don't want to just have it to jump really quickly, we can stretch it out a little bit. So it's only doing it for 2 and a bit seconds, so it's not too much to worry about it being a really long fade on there as well. So what if you watch now, you should be able to see how it sort of slowly disappears on there as well. And if we press the button here, jump right back to the start, we can do exactly the same thing, fade to color at the start of the media here as well. And again, I'm just stretching it so it just sort of covers up, and just the transition finishes just before the audio starts on there. And exactly the same again with the that transition on there. We don't want it to be fading in when I'm starting to speak as well. To get the playhead on there, and there's one last little thing that I can then do, which will be to jump onto here, and this is the masking tool. So we want to get the arrow right on the corner of here, and I'll show you why. Because if you look up here, you'll see you've got all the file and all the bits and pieces on here, and then we've got all my tabs I've got open, and we've got the date and the time, just to tidy it all up a little bit. Get the mask, click on here, right in the corner, down here, and you see where it ends there, so we're making sure we get rid of that from the frame. Select it on there, and now when you press the play button, hello and welcome to the next tutorial, you can see that we then lose all that text that's all around there as well. That's all good. And then once we're done on here as well, click on this, on the little arrow on here, add to queue, contents, and then on here, because I've recorded this, if you look at my project settings, In here you see 2560, so it's a good screen resolution there, so again towards the UHD area, and we can now click on here, let's up that to 2160, and then from there we can now click on there, start exporting. Once it's finished exporting, we're good to go. So again, thanks so much for sort of tuning in at this quick tutorial. I hope it's been some benefit to somebody as well, and as always, if you like what you've seen, feel free to share and hit the subscribe button, and yeah, get ready to check out the next adventure. Take care, goodbye.